Hello everybody, Krisu here. Welcome to a bit of a one-off video. So I wanted to talk a little bit about creativity. Now many people, including myself, have been under the impression that creativity is something that you're born with. And if you weren't born with it, then you have no way of being able to be creative. That just isn't true. Creativity is a skill. And as with most skills, you are able to improve it. You can make yourself more creative by working at it. Along with that, there is a process that you can follow that's kind of a guidelines to help you be more creative. That is known as the iterative process. What that is play, display, replay. Once you get through that, you can choose to either rework your design, you can fix some small issues in it, or you can just scrap it altogether. The latter isn't ideal. It is kind of nice when you can just rework or make small changes to fix your idea instead of just getting rid of it altogether. But I wanted to kind of take you through that process a little bit. Now, as should be obvious by the visuals, I'm going to be giving examples within Minecraft, and a little bit of that's going to be uploading to YouTube along with it. So, first one, play. Pretty easy to understand, but basically you just got to have fun with whatever you're doing. In the business world, this may sound a little strange, but there are a lot of people that do enjoy doing what they do, and that's essential to being creative, because if you're not feeling good about what you're doing, then you're just not going to be very creative because your heart's not into it. So you got to make sure you're having fun with whatever you do, and that's just kind of a life lesson too. Like, just make sure you're having fun in life. Otherwise, you're just going to have a very boring life. Secondly, display. Now, when it comes to Minecraft, there's a couple different ways of displaying. You can just kind of show your friends, pretty easy, show family, same type of thing. Or you can upload it to YouTube, where potentially millions of people could see it. This is one of the most important steps, because this is where you can start to get feedback. Letting other people seeing what you've designed means that a different pair of eyes can see it. They will be more likely to notice something that you yourself weren't able to notice, which means that finding those minor issues is a lot easier for other people than it is for yourself. And if you don't display it, then you'll never get any feedback on it. Also, if you don't display it, then your design will never get out there. And if you're in the business world, it's kind of a bad thing when your design ideas don't get out there, because you won't make it very far in the business world. As for replay, that's just kind of going back over the feedback, looking at what other people have said about what you've done. And that's what allows you to know whether you want to rework or fix things that you've done, possibly incorrectly, or maybe there's just a better way of doing it. Or if you just want to kind of say screw it to the design, just not go with it because maybe there are too many issues. Either way, don't get discouraged, because if you keep letting yourself get discouraged, either when you make mistakes or if you just can't seem to come up with a very good design, don't let it get you down, because that will really hamper your creativity, because you won't be having fun anymore. And I've already kind of covered that. So, wanted to show you a little bit of something that I have done. Now, there is a YouTuber by the name Zoomavoid. I will provide a link in the description. And he plays on the Hermitcraft server and uploads videos to YouTube, obviously. And at one point, there was another YouTuber by the name DocM77 that joined the server. And on that server, they have some command blocks set up that allow it to be that when a player dies from another player killing them, it will drop their player skull, just like this. And when Doc joined, he knew that people were going to be wanting his skull. So he did a thing he called the Kill the Doc challenge. Basically challenging anybody on the server that wanted to try to come up with creative ways to kill him within the game. Obviously within the game. And Zumavoid ended up coming up with basketball, because Doc M77 is a big fan of basketball. And Zumavoid's design was kind of an outdoor field. You could see kind of the metal posts, and it looked like a basketball court that was meant to be outside. And I really liked the design. However, he did not show how he did the redstone for it, because it was set up to where an item could fall into the cauldron, get sucked out by the hoppers, and it would have a system where it comes back through underneath and a dispenser will push it back up through the floor so you can have your ball back. He didn't show how to do any of that. And I wanted to figure it out for myself because I knew K-Ray would be really into having basketball in Minecraft. Especially since the way Zuma designed it, you could even jump, if I can hit this correctly. You can even jump and be able to get it into the hoop. And it's pretty good proportions. Looks like it's kind of a to scale of a basketball court. Obviously I haven't quite finished everything on it. But this really got me to thinking, and I started getting a little creative with it. I figured out my own redstone. So, to kind of go along with the process, playing, obviously, Minecraft, video game, fun. And I love doing redstone. It's complicated enough to really keep me interested. It's kind of like a puzzle. And so I had play covered perfectly. So I just kind of messed around, figured out different ways to do what I wanted to do. So I was able to get a way to have the hopper chain come down through, lead into a dispenser in the middle, and then as soon as an item enters it, a little redstone goes off and shoots it back up. That one was pretty simple. Zuma also had a little light system that would go off whenever someone actually made the shot, so that there's a little bit of a visual representation that the shot was actually made. So I had to figure out a way, and I wanted to have that because it's a nice indicator. I also decided to throw in some note blocks, so there was an auditory component to it too. So I got that all hooked up. Then a little later on, I kind of thought, you know, it'd be fun to have a scoreboard to it so that whenever you made one, it'd actually show how many shots you've made. And I had seen a video by Mumbo Jumbo, once again, link in the description, where he had a piston tape that could display numbers. This is a bit of a complicated looking bit of redstone, but once you build it, it actually makes a lot of sense, if you understand redstone. And this seemed to fit perfectly for the basketball court. Pretty easy to read, doesn't take up a huge amount of space as far as something like this would go. And I got it to work really well, to where whenever you make it on this side, which you can see why the glass is blue, this number will tick up, this one won't, blue and purple, and it will also tick up this one, but not that one. Then I also had to figure out a way to reset it easily instead of just making more and more baskets until it circled back around to 0. So I figured out a way to hit a button to where it just keeps pulsing it through until it reaches back to 0, and then it stops. It was a complicated process, and the way I displayed it was by showing it to K-Ray, and obviously now it's in this video. Yay! So when I showed it to K-Ray, he really liked it and didn't really know of anything else to offer. So there wasn't really anything for me to rework or to fix, and sure as hell wasn't going to scrap this. I mean, I love how this looks. And I'm usually not too great at building in Minecraft, but I feel like I pulled this off decently. Could put a little work into the walls, make them look a little better, but meh. So Then another thing Azuma actually had with this that I figured out was he had some beacons set up so that you would get some effects. Misclicking there. These effects are just things I always have. But when I go to hit the button, it will spawn up the beacons and give you the effects. Get a little extra speed so you can actually make it to the hoops, and resistance just so that you don't take as much damage from the fall. So to kind of recap a bit, to be more creative, follow the iterative process, which is play, display, replay. Then you can choose to rework, fix a few minor mistakes, or scrap the idea. To play is to just have fun doing whatever it is you're doing. Display, show it to other people so you can get some alternate viewpoints. Maybe they'll catch some stuff that you missed. Replay just means that you're actually paying attention to the feedback, listening to what they have to say, and reworking, fixing, scrapping, kind of self-explanatory. So, hope this helps at least somebody. I know that I can definitely benefit from it, and I will most definitely be working on my creativity. So, I will see you guys next time.